doesn't feel like their team has improved since
Unless
like
they get a breakout from
2
someone,
years
maybe.
ago.
Like, but
Yeah,
that seems unlikely. There's nothing to suggest that at the moment.
yeah. That's the main problem. Really, is there's not a candidate. I mean, in the rotation, one of these guys who had a good start, I know one of those could start being more consistent, like Pivetta and Eflin. One of those guys, if they could be consistent, then that would make a big difference. But like in the lineup, there's not really much sign of any of them having a breakout. It's like Cesar Hernandez. He's been around for quite a few years now, I think. How many is it?
He is what he is, isn't he? He's going to
5 years.
walk a lot. He's not going to hit for much power.
Been right around average in
Yeah,
terms of OPS.
he's okay,
Yeah,
basically.
decent defender, but that's about it. He's not.
And then you've got Herrera, who had that absolutely crazily good start to the season and ended up with a very ordinary stat line. I mean that's not it, is it? That's not going to get it done.
No, with that, it feels like it's not something you can rely on either, is it?
No,
It's like you can't really rely on him to have the streak like that again.
no.
And it just went completely the other way afterwards.
So he had a 6.22 OPS in the second half of the season, um, which is that's just not it, is it? Like, that is something, and it's definitely not it. That's not going to get it done. And he's an okay defensive center fielder. That's fine. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
basically that they've come out of a rebuild and they're not in the position you should be post rebuild. That's the really
No.
concerning thing.
No.
Right, that's probably enough on the Phillies, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Let's change the conversation.
Just because we could talk about what the Phillies have done wrong
And
for
even like the
for
rest of
weeks.
the NL East, but maybe that can be for future episodes.
Yeah.
There's not.
Oh.
There's too much to say for one episode.
You could do a Phillies took the wrong turn like series probably.
Yeah. Have we got anything else on your list?
I thought the MLB Network top 10 rankings.
Okay.
So the two main talking points were the top of third base because the position is just loaded, and whoever the best second baseman not called Jose Altuve, which is very competitive at the moment.
Yeah. Basically, the massive drop off is the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite an interesting spot at the moment because you've got a combination of guys coming up, like so where you've got Torres, and then you've got Whit Merrifield that's sort of underrated and has played in other positions, but is in a small market on a bad
Oh,
team.
I forgot about Whit Merrifield, to be honest.
And then you've got veterans like Cano and Daniel Murphy if he counts as a second baseman.
Yeah, he's not. He's not a second baseman anymore, is he? I don't think.
I
Or he
I
shouldn't
think
be.
you have to actually field the ball occasionally near the
Yeah.
second base.
As I wrote actually in my article when he signed for the Rockies, he's he's not a second baseman anymore. I don't think you can count him in that category. If you try and play him at second base regularly, he's going to do more damage with his glove than he's going to help you with his bat, I think.
Yeah.
However good he is at hitting, almost.
So should we start with second then? Who would you
Yeah.
go for below Altuve, assuming you're not going to pull out some slightly insane ESPN talk show take and say Jose Altuve is not the best second baseman?
No, I reckon he is. I reckon he probably is at the moment, but
Wow, controversial stuff on the
I
first
reckon.
podcast.
But you said Whit Merrifield, actually. I'd actually forgotten he existed, to be honest. And, I reckon it's him. I reckon it
I'm
might be him.
I'm pretty big on Whit Merrifield. Um, the only thing is, oh no, I thought he played more outfield last year than he actually did. He had 39 games in the outfield. I thought it was the other way around. He had 108 as second, so he still counts as second baseman.
Yeah.
Um, I quite like the Whit Merrifield shout, but I'm really tempted by saying Gleyber Torres. Because
Yeah.
I just like in that 820 OPS.
thing is, Gleyber Torres though, I know he's played a little second, but I feel like he should be playing short. To be honest.
Well, maybe he will when Troy Tulowitzki gets injured for the whole
Yeah,
season, like on the second day of spring training.
I hope so because I think he could turn into like a Francisco Lindor type of player, like that caliber. And it
I
seems
feel like
like
we must
he
be
is that
forgetting a
good.
second baseman though. Surely there must be other better ones than this.
I think Robinson Cano is the other one. I think it's between those three. Well, there's probably someone else now said that, but So who I've got in my mind at the moment? It's Whit Merrifield, Gleyber Torres, and
Aussie
Robinson
Owl
Cano.
boys,
Oh shit, yeah.
only a 757 OPS last season, but he's obviously a great defender. I'd say he's top five at the moment.
Yeah. I don't think I still don't think he's as good as Whit Merrifield. Actually, no.
No,
Whit
I'm
Merrifield,
quite.
actually, looking at his stat line now, he might be one of the more underrated players in baseball.
What, Merrifield?
Yeah.
I agree. I was about to say I'm very surprised that the Royals have not been actively trying to move him. They should be, but then there are many questions about what the Royals are actually doing. I mean, his value must be pretty high.
Yeah, he's basically like a 300 hitter who is like league leader in stolen base area.
Yep. He's also incredibly valuable because you're probably not going to have to pay him big time because he's 30. Well,
Yeah.
he's 30 in 6 days at the time of recording. But he's not a free agent until 2023, so you're going to get him cheap. And then after that, it's not going to be like we're losing. There's a good chance he's going to have dropped off by the time he hits
Yeah.
because of MLB's system that kind of screws you for breaking through late.
Yeah, the stupid system that is arbitration and rookie salaries. But yeah, that's my shout. Who are you going for?
I'd really quite like to not say Whit Merrifield, but yeah, I think I've got to. I mean, 367 on base percentage, 45 stolen bases. 45, man, that's a lot.
Yeah.
He came 17th in MVP last year. I didn't realize that.
And even though you have the whole Moneyball thing that happened of you shouldn't steal any bases, because no one does now. I don't know if you saw actually I think Alex Rodriguez tweeted something the other day. About this. That now that everyone has basically gone the Moneyball way, where no one steals bases anymore, it's all about strikeouts and home runs. You have to kind of do something different because everyone else does that. I mean, when Moneyball was successful, it was because nobody did that.
Yeah.
Walk, strikeouts, home runs. So by doing that, you're doing something different. So now, if you're a small market team, you need to, I think you need some of that to be successful. Like not striking out and stealing bases and stuff. Because, I mean, even though when you don't steal a base, it's like, terrible. It basically kills your inning. On the other hand, if you can be reliable in it, it is a ridiculous tool to have.
Yeah, it's still very effective, and it's like the reason, as you said, Moneyball is successful is because you're doing something different. The small market teams, if they play the same game as the rich teams, are going to always lose. If you're all trying to just walk or hit a home run, the Yankees can get better people at doing that than the Rays can.
Yeah.
So
the opener thing is that if you're a small market team, you can't compete. There's no way you're going to compete by trying to play the big boys at their own game.
No.
You've got to change the game or do something different.
Exactly. So we're agreed on Merrifield for second. Who would you go after that?
At second?
Yep.
maybe it might be Robinson Cano.
I was going to go Robinson Cano.
Just gonna have a look. 'Cause, I mean, despite the steroid stuff, I don't know, how much did he play after the steroids actually last year? He's not played much, has he? But I guess it sort of remains to be seen how good he is after the.
Yeah, when he's not on drugs, basically.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the longevity thing as well. I think is the with Gleyber Torres. I mean, his stats last year are very, very good, and I think he's got the potential to be something really special. But still, only 1 year. I think it's difficult to say you're like one of the best already after 1 year, almost like however good you are, nearly.
I agree. I'd obviously have Albies and Torres in my top 10, and if they have another good season each, then
Yeah,
they're top 5, maybe top 3. But I'd take Cano. I'd take the longevity that you sort of know what you're going to get, barring some collapse post drugs. And also, I just quite like. I'd take the Hall of Famer. Thanks.
yeah.
I think Cano's going to be pretty good for the Mets this year. It's probably best they don't think about it in a few years, but
Yeah. On that
that's
note,
fine.
we might have to wrap up.
Yeah, it's probably for the best. Everyone's had too much of this already.
Yeah. I suppose we'll do another one next week.
Yeah.
Maybe. Or whenever there's stuff to talk about.
Yeah, which there might be if anything happens in free agency.
If there isn't, we'll always find something to talk about when it comes to baseball.
Yeah, we'll just look at someone's baseball reference page and talk about that. So that's good. Right, thanks for listening.
Have a look at the website if you haven't.
Yeah.
franchisesports.co.uk, and see you next time.
Bye.